The new Nigeria People's Party has screened for governorship aspirants for participation in tomorrow's primary election ahead of the September 21st governorship election in Edo State. The four aspirants screened in Abuja include Peter Okogwele, Sebastian Iyere, Balogun Engeleyeme and Ezeme Friday. NNPP's National Publicity Secretary Yakubu Shendam now links up with us to discuss preparations for the governorship primary election and chances in the main election. It's good to have you with us, Mr. Shendam.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
From Lagos, I appreciate I'm with you. Yeah.
All right. So realistically, let's start with just this question. How popular is NNPP right now in Edo State?
Well, that is I would say that is a question you should have asked a long time ago. We are very, very popular. In fact, Edo State is a low-hanging fruit for us in the NNPP right now. We are very confident of it. We've always been popular in Edo State. You know, if you go to Opilia, we have a former vice presidential candidate, Bishop Idawusa, who is from there. So you can see we have a juggernaut in that area. So we are very popular. We don't have any fear of taking Edo State in the forthcoming election. We are very popular in Edo State.
All right.
Very, very.
All right, then may I ask how the preparations are going for the primaries?
Yes, that is very correct. We had our screening yesterday where we had about 4 candidates who have indicated interest to buy our nomination form and expression of interest form. And we screened them yesterday in Abuja. And most of them have returned back today. Tomorrow is our primaries, where we will elect our candidate that will run for the September forthcoming governorship election. You see, NNPP is very much ready to take over Edo State. We are being very careful now. We've learned our lessons, especially what we experienced in Taraba State, where we won our elections and were taken from us in the Supreme Court. So we've learned our lessons. So we're going to be the first ballot straight ahead in Edo State. We're not going to be preparing to go to court. No, we're going to win. So we're very prepared. And I assure you that by the time we produce our candidate tomorrow, you will see that you see what NNPP is all about. You know, PDP in Edo State for the past 8 years have bastardized the state. It's a pity. It's unfortunate that Edo State have not actually produced a governor that will give them what they really want. A state that is endowed with a lot of culture, you know, with oils, mineral resources, and a very humane population should not suffer what is going through right now in Edo State. So that is why we are giving an alternative to them. The NNPP is giving an alternative. If you look at a crop of candidates or aspirants, you will agree with me that we are prepared for this election more than ever. I can assure you, we will not take chances like what we experienced in Kano, even though we eventually won our case in the Supreme Court. And Taraba, like I said earlier, in Edo State, we are going to win this election in the first ballot.
All right, Mr. Shendam, you alluded to the fact that Edo State is a low-hanging fruit, and of course, you know, but what will it take for the NNPP to gain political foothold realistically in Edo State, and what will you do differently, you know, to ensure better chances at the main election? Yes, you already told us about you know, preparations and stuff like that, but what are your strategies here?
Well, we have very seasonal actors who are running for these positions. If you earlier read the names of those who are running, most people are coming in. If you look at what is happening in Edo right now, you agree with me that Edo is a low-hanging fruit for us because APC have scattered themselves. They have over 5 candidates have emerged in their primaries. I learned this morning that they have changed it. They want to go to another one. We are looking at it. Of course, PDP will do the same. They are also scattered. The governor has driven over 9 candidates who are running. So all these people have found solace in NNPP. They've come to us because actually They were even coming to us in the first instance. But because we streamlined our purchase of form, because the traffic we experienced in our national secretariat when we were selling form was something else. So we streamlined, the nominations form to 4, so that we don't have the same problem APC is facing now. So with those strategies, you see that if you go to Edo, as of 2 days ago, the number of people who are decamping to NNPP to come and join our aspirant election, I want to advise you go to Edo maybe tomorrow when we will have our primaries. You'll be shocked at what is happening there. So Nigerians are no more, the usual thing they normally do where they bring money bags. I learned the governor of Edo has brought somebody from the breweries to come and take over, but it's not going to work. The people of Edo have resisted and rejected him. And that is why they are running helter-skelter. And this man is not somebody you can trust. You can see all the people he has done businesses with them politically. He has betrayed them. He has lied to them. Oshobole suffered the same fate. Wike, who is now a minister of FCT, suffered the same fate with him. So the people of Edo cannot trust him. Somebody that doesn't keep to his word. So anybody he brings to take over Edo will not work. They will reject him because he has a history of not keeping to his words. So that is why the alternative is in the NNPP. And that is why we have lined up our people. We're going to take over. We are following the normal processes. People are decamping. I myself will be moving to Edo first flight tomorrow to go and join the process of producing a candidate for our party. I assure you we'll be more democratic. We're not going to behave the same way. Because, of course, the NNPP has always known to follow rules of laws. We don't like to derail. And anything we do is always transparent. We make sure that our people are happy. We don't try to, induce or impose candidates on the people. We always allow democracy to take its course. Not like the other ones, the way they behave. You see the way that, hijacking elections here and there, paying money, buying election, here and there, under the primary. So you can see what they will do in the general election. And we are very vigilant now. We will not allow them to, repeat what happened in Taraba. Our people are more vigilant. We'll make sure that we follow our processes and make sure none of these things, and none of our people are being intimidated. We'll follow our vote to the data, to the grassroots, to the local government, all the polling units. We will not allow PDP or APC to hijack our election anymore. From Edo State and in the future election that will come. We are vigilant now. Can I assure you that one?
All right, so can we talk more about the selection of candidates and the process by which that was done? Zoning, how did that work out for the party? What are the benefits of it? And also the organization, how organized the party feels going into these primaries?
Well, our primaries are going to be indirect primaries of delegates of 3 per polling unit, per ward, which have about 576 delegates that we have elected in our last congresses. And these delegates have been briefed and they will pull themselves into a center in Benin where they will all gathered. And there's going to be an option A for if they wish that way, because we want to make it to be more transparent. All the candidates will assemble and the delegate will vote who they want to vote for as their choice. So it's going to be openly transparent. We have dispatched our people, our returning officers, seasoned professors and captains of industries. Some of them are retired generals in the army, in the air force who have dispatched there. So you can see the caliber of people, the crop of people we have set aside to go and conduct this, not some kind of garbage people who will go and collect money. These are seasoned people who have been tested in the various fields of life. These are the people we sent to Edo and myself here, my humble self, as the National Public Secretary out there, to report to you, to keep you updated of what is happening. So our process is going to be very transparent. You'll see it. By tomorrow, I wish I will report from there. You'll see what happened. We are not going to disappoint Nigerians and Edo State, and you from the media as well.
All right, Mr. Shendam, just a thought here. If you've been that popular as you claimed, why haven't you been able to ascend the citadel of power in Edo State? You also mentioned the fact that you've learned from your mistakes. Can you shed more light on that?
Please come again. I didn't hear you very well.
Yes, earlier you said your party has been very popular in Edo State for some time now. But why haven't you been able to ascend the citadel of power in Edo State for some years now. You also said you've learned from your mistakes. Can you shed more light on those mistakes, as it were?
Yes, when I say our party is very strong in Edo State, I didn't make mistakes in saying that. The NNPP has been there for a couple of times, but you remember, the NNPP becomes stronger and more weightier when the likes of our national leader, Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, took the party in 2022, precisely in March now. Within that period in view, we have gone there during our presidential campaign in the last election. And of course, you could see the strength and the numerical energies of the enthusiasm of the people, the acceptability of the people of Edo to NNPP, could see the likes of our national leader, Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. So from that moment in view till now, we have made a significant popularity, strength. So with that to now, with that kind of arrangement, I think we are already strong. And by the time he himself arrived at Edo State, which I'm sure he's going to flag off our campaign, I don't think there will be space for other persons to even pass on the road by the time he arrives there. That I can assure you, and I want you to keep an eye on that date. The date Kwankwaso will arrive Benin or arrive Edo State. I want you to keep an eye. Search your life, you see what will happen. The kind of crowd and support and love the people of Edo have for him as a person and as a party as a whole. So that is why I say we are very popular. I don't want to dish out everything to you here because our opponents are also listening and they're putting their ears here and there to know what we can do, what we want to do, or what is our strategy. So I wouldn't want to expose that here because our elections are very close. So but I assure you, by the time we arrive there, you will see it yourself. I'm sure you will cover it and you will agree with me that NNPP is the party to look after in this forthcoming election in Edo State. That I can assure the people of Edo. In fact, when they came here, can you imagine, almost we have over 26 people who come to buy form. We have to streamline it to 4 because we are afraid that if we want to sell this form to these 26 persons, we might not be able to contain the primaries. So we streamline it to 4. So you can see the love there. If they don't love Kwankwaso as a person or they don't love the party, there's no way 26 persons will come and indicate interest to buy our forms in our national secretary. So these are some of the things most of you are not aware of, and that is why we are trying to give you some of the, little one we want you to hear. But I assure you, we will take over Edo State. And we are very, very serious this time around. We are not going to joke. We are not going to allow anything to hinder us. We are not going to have fear of anybody. We will do the right thing and we'll take Edo. And we'll make sure that our votes are protected. We'll make sure that the INEC does not collect anything from anywhere to change anywhere. All the people that are sending there, we'll put our eye on them. Our people will be there, we'll put our eye on them. Because the people want a change in Edo. Edo has been so berated. The PDP government have destroyed our state. You go, there's no road, no electricity, nothing. Nothing you can see there, apart from what you already know. I want to mention it here. So we're trying to make a change in that state in 2024 upcycle election.
Well, thank you for the nuggets of information that you have been able to share with us. But without sounding not positive, you're speaking of the NNPP's popularity within Edo State, but regional politics, as our country usually dictates, we do know of the NNPP as being more of a northern political party. Correct me if I'm wrong. So the strategy in order to infiltrate Edo State, if you can elaborate more on that, seeing as how our country is set up and how the regions are and the way we see politics within each region. Can you elaborate more on that for us?
Yeah, very quickly, I want to correct you. NNPP is not a northern party. That the person championing it or a national leader be a northerner doesn't make NNPP a northern party. If it were a northern party, 26 persons would have come and indicate interest from Edo State, which is south state, to buy our forms. No, I don't think it will happen that way. You will recall that even in Akwa Ibom State, in the last election, we had a significant number of votes in our gubernatorial candidate. The former APC secretary national secretary, was our gubernatorial candidate in Akwa Ibom State. And up to just of recently, it was in Supreme Court to have taken that team from the PDP. But of course, it couldn't work. So we have already have an inroad in the south, in the southeast. I told some person the other day that we are coming for Abia. Abia too is a low-hanging fruit for us. We are hoping to take Abia in the next election. We are penetrating everywhere in the south. You know, yes, you see, because of the hyping of the Supreme Court and the judicial processes of Kano, election, that is why you felt as if it's a northern state. But of course, party will always start from somewhere. The APC that people is in power today started in Lagos. The president was the one who started championing AD and later on manifesting into what we have APC today. So we can start somewhere. Now that it's a national party or it has a president, you now make it a national, but it started somewhere. So we start the NNPP, Kwankwaso, who is our leader, start the force and mobilize the party across the country. And like I said, we are headway, we are going gradually, into the south. And I assure you, even in your village where you come from, we are coming there. We have councillors there and even House of Assemblies there. Maybe you might even come and join us one day, I don't know. So don't worry, we are coming there. It's not a northern party, it's a national party. People run elections in Lagos, in Ogun State. People run elections in Cross River State. People run election in Bayelsa. I was in Bayelsa myself during the campaign. We have candidates in Port Harcourt. That we didn't win doesn't mean we're not there. We are there. So it's not a northern party, it's a national party. That is why it's New Nigerian People's Party. Just wait for this Edo, then you will know whether we are a northern party or we are a Nigerian party. By the time we have taken over Edo, you will agree with me that we are penetrating the country and we are hoping that in subsequent election in the future, we'll come to your village and take over the structure there.
Lots of optimism there from Honorable Yakubu Shendam. But let me ask you this. Those aspirants we mentioned earlier, regarding the primaries, how have they endeared themselves, to the electorate? It's one thing to have aspirants, gunning for, one person to be representative, being a governor at the end of the day, but out of office, how popular are they among the people?
You see, this aspirant, from what we saw from from the screen we had yesterday and the checklist we saw from them, we discovered that these are seasonal people who are grassroots. In fact, one of them is among the 9 people Obasaki chased out of primaries in Edo. He's one of us. He's one of the people who come to get tickets. And he's on ground. He has been on ground. He has gone everywhere. We take inventory. We discover this man has gone around the entire states in terms of grassroots and all that. The other one, who is an overseer of a very seasonal Christian organization, maybe a religious group there, which is one of the most powerful Christian denomination in Edo State. I think he's one of their 2IC or general overseer or something. So with that kind of a person who has a congregation of Christian communities and all that, these are people who are on ground, who have been there, not somebody who come from brewery, somewhere he has been living there all his life to come. So these guys have been on ground. The other one is an engineer with a vast experience of grassroots mobilization. So they are people who are not far away from their communities. They are indigenous of the states and they've been there for long. All this while they've been in politics. Like the one I mentioned earlier, he has been in PDP since 1998, only for them to deceive him after collecting his 38 million naira for form purchase, to corner him and throw him out. You can see the kind of thing we're having in this country. Collecting somebody money, telling him you are going to make him to contest. At the time minute, you took the document and ran away. And you can see, and you want people to trust you as a party. We don't do that in NNPP. That is why we told them, look, we don't need your money. What we need quality. We need those we believe can win. So we streamline them to 4. So that is how we operate here at NNPP. So we have people with track record. And we are confident in our aspirants. One of them will emerge. And we sound a very clear warning to them that after one comes up tomorrow, the remaining 3 will rally around the one that wins and push NNPP to victory. That is the kind of family we operate as an NNPP. You know, the winners doesn't take it all. We collaborate together, harmonize, and move forward. So I can assure you, we will have no problem. We have candidates you can trust with, candidates Edo can work with, candidates that have the interests of Edo at heart. Those are the candidates NNPP is producing in Edo State.
Well, we surely hope that is the way that it pans out for the NNPP during their primary selection, and it doesn't turn and end up the route of other political parties in which there was confusion. It was very good to talk to you this afternoon, Honorable Yakubu Shendam, NNPP National Publicity Secretary. All the best in Edo State.